Hello, my name is Connor. In this video, I want to talk about my playlist for fall of 2025 that is comprised solely of some Japanese shoegaze, alternative rock, Midwest emo, and just kind of things of that nature. Whenever I think of fall music, I think about some very attitude heavy and moody, shoegaze and sweet guitar riffs, really loud kick drums, some great belting vocals, and really just all kinds of things of that nature. This video is something of a sequel to the video I made, I think back in June or July, where I talked about some very summery sounding city pop and folk rock and soft rock too. But here, we're going crazy. Luckily for me, a lot of great music has come out in this exact vein throughout this year, so there are a lot of 2025 songs and albums on here. Like for example, we've got some Beachside Talks, we've got some Kurayami Saka, we've got some Nothing Out the Window, we've got some Safalo too. So first, I think I want to go over my ethos for why I chose some of these songs. Mainly, I just think that they all have that sort of scorched orange and yellow and red sound to it. And that's really what I associate with fall in general, and also just the warmth and again, the sort of moodiness of it too. And what's warmer than some sweet sounding electric guitar? I don't know. Okay, maybe some sweet sounding acoustic guitar, but we're splitting hairs. Or leaves in this case, maybe. Clever one, nice one. So where should I start off? Maybe I'll just start at the very top of the list, because that's kind of where I immediately go whenever I think of fall time music. Let's talk about Mass of the Fermenting Dregs. This is a band that I have been listening to forever. In my opinion, I would consider their album from 2018, No New World, probably one of my top 5 of all time of any album ever, so not even just including Japanese ones. I just really think it is absolutely full of hits, and it knows exactly what it wants to be, and it is perfectly executed in every single way. That said, I have 2 songs on here in particular. I have New Order and I have Sugar. I would kind of say that these are the hits of the album, though again, I think it's all hits. Personally, I think I would rate this album a 11 out of 10. I just like it that much. But I also love their album from 2022, which is titled Awakening: Sleeping, and I have 2 songs from there. That is going to be Dramatic and Birds and Rhythm. These are probably some of my favorite shoegaze alternative rock songs ever. I think about Dramatic all the time. This is such an amazing song, and it's maybe one of my favorites they've ever made, which is really saying something because it's not even on my favorite album of theirs. Speaking of that though, do you want to know what's not on any album of theirs? 2 songs from their single from, I want to say 2021. These are the songs You and also Utao Utai Ba. And these are great. I have the signed vinyl of it because they were running out promotion for that back in the day. I feel like these go under the radar a lot because they're on a single and not an album. So I don't know if a lot of people actually know about these. These are, again, very autumnal sounding songs that I think just perfectly embody that sound and vibe and aesthetic. And of course, it's here on this list. Another band that I'm absolutely infatuated with for all kinds of reasons is Hitohira. I think I've actually talked about them recently because I just like them so much. I have 3 songs from their album Tsukuru from 2023. I have gone on record many times to say that this album is probably the best rock album of the 2020s for me so far. And for that reason, I've got 3 songs on here. I've got Tsukuru, I've got Seamless, and I've got Kuni. I think if you like math rock and punk, you are going to love this a lot. But I mean, honestly, this is such an incredible album. I think everyone would like this. I think everyone can get something out of this album. It's really, really incredible. For that reason too, I am really loving their new album that just came out this week. It's great. I think you should check it out. It's really, really cool. One other band that really gives me that fall vibe is Fennel. I love Fennel so much. I've made 2 videos on them. I talked about them recently too in my vinyl update video for 2025. This is actually the solo project of the bassist from Trico. Her name is Hiromi Hirohiro Sagane, and she is a great singer and guitar player as well, and she kills it on these 2 EPs that I have here on this list. The first is called Slowdown, which, like I said, I made a review of. Check it out if you're interested. This has some of my favorite Midwest Emo ever, and I also think it's probably the best mixed EP or maybe even album I've ever heard in my whole life. So I think if you want to check this out, check out the first song, which is titled Drunker. Amazing. Oh my God. And then of course I have their second EP on here too, which is called Mixed Up. The song Confess is a total banger as well, and I like it a lot. One band I discovered this year is the band Tattletale when I went on tour with them for the Next Music from Tokyo event. Video right there, thank you. This is great Midwest Emo screamo with a tinge of punk as well, of course, because of those two other genres. So far, they only have one album out, and that is titled One Third. So on here, I've got a few of their songs because, again, they just totally suit the vibe that I was going for here. And hopefully you've heard of them. Hopefully you've seen my coverage of them. I think they are a really, really cool up-and-coming band, and I listen to them constantly. With that said, too, I actually have a lot of artists on here who are very, very indie. So I want to talk about a few more of those. Most notably, the band Platform. They released an EP back in maybe February, which was titled Where is Ihatov? And I have that on CD. I talked about it in my review for EPs of that month. On this playlist, I have 4 of their songs, with my favorite of them probably being the one called Reach For, though Fall is also really nice because it's fall. Go figure. How could I talk about indie rock in Japan without talking about Cephalo? They're killing it. They have been killing it. They just came out with a new EP last week, and it's great. I have some songs from there on here, and then I've also got some songs from their album from last year on here as well, which are absolutely wonderful. Again, lovely fall vibe, and I think if you like everything else on here, you're going to love them too. Another band that I will be talking about next week is called Nothing Out the Window. This is an album that came out last month that I'm talking about in my October mega review video, which comes out next week. And I don't want to spoil my score, but it's really, really good. I think you'll like this a lot. They're kind of like Japanese Turnover. So if that sounds interesting, definitely check them out. So in what I would say is a very similar vein is the band Title Club. I will also be talking about them in my mega review next week because they had an album which came out last month, which I'm talking about now. This album is titled Plural Pain Packs, and it is absolutely incredible. I've got 4 songs from there on here because I feel like they are making that quintessential Midwest emo sound, and so why would I not have that on this playlist, right? And so another indie band that has been making absolute huge waves this year is Kurayami Saka. This band has been incredibly popular since their 2022 EP, and of course because of that, I've got 2 of those songs on here, which are Seasons and Farewell, but somehow their debut album from this year is even better, and because of that, I've got their songs from there on here, most notably Evergreen and Highway. But of course, I don't only have indie bands on here too. Like for instance, I've got Kinoko Teikoku because they just have that dog in them, let's be honest. I've got a lot from their final album Time Lapse. Most notably, I have the songs Thanatos, Chuo Sen, and also Taitoropu. Those are some of my favorites. I think a lot of their music is really capturing that fall sound, though I think for now this is just what I have on there because again, I don't want to overload with any particular artist. But man, I really could with Kinoko Teikoku. I really, really could. While yes, they are a huge popular band, you want to know who else is even probably huger is The Pillows. They have been around for 30 years now, and they have been making hits the entire time. In my opinion, their best work is on the Fooly Cooly soundtrack, and for that reason, I've got 2 of those songs on here. That is going to be White Summer and Green Bicycle, Red Hair with Black Guitar, as well as the song Last Dinosaur. I think if you know these songs and this band, you know these are absolute mega hits and they deserve to be on here 100%. So as you can probably imagine, these are not the only artists here on this playlist. I don't want to give it all away. The current runtime of this playlist is 4 hours and 56 minutes long, so there are a lot of songs, a lot of artists from all kinds of artists, and I think you should check it out. In my opinion, I don't know. I might be a little biased. With that said, I will be leaving a link to the Spotify playlist that this is on in the description of this video if you'd like to check it out. What's cool about Spotify, even though they kind of suck as a company, is that I don't think you even need an account to listen to the playlist or even check it out. So it is totally free just to take a glance at. In case you haven't seen my video where I talked about that summer city pop stuff, you can check that out with the link up here with the thumbnail looking like this guy right here. It's a great video, I think. And hey, you can also check out the playlist that is on via this Spotify account where you can find this playlist. Similarly to what I said in that video, I am totally welcome to recommendations with the caveat that I am a stickler for vibe and for flow. As you probably know from my reviews where I talk about vibe and flow like every single time. Yes, I would love your suggestions. However, I can't promise I will put everything on there because it might conflict with the vibe, though of course the vibe might change over time as well. So with that said, maybe I will actually add it at a later date, but also too, in case the vibe does change in some capacity, I'll probably take off some of my own songs that are on here as well. I am known to do that. So I guess in that case, my recommendation is check out this playlist while it's hot, while everything that is on here now is on here because I can't guarantee that in the future. Please look forward to my video next week where I talk about 39 Japanese albums and review them all from the month of October. It's probably going to be long as hell, so I hope you check it out. I think it's a cool video. But if you do like the video format, please be sure to subscribe because I've got lots, and I've got lots coming down the pipeline too. So yeah, stick around please. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.